Hello everyone, this is Putty, aka Matsudiro Gaming, and welcome back, voice crack, welcome back for another video. We got some Fallout New Vegas here. Today I'm going to be talking about, some not about the gameplay topics, but first I'd like to just give you a little bit of a backstory. You might see by the title, this is my quest for level 35. I'm at level 30, as you can see down there. I'm very close to level 35. I'm going to be doing the quest, something blues. It involves clearing out some farm. It's the last quest in the game, except for the end game quests that I have not done yet, is the only quest. So after this I am officially 100%. I'm also going to get my last unique weapon that I can get, because the knock knock, that's the knock knock, it glitched out on me and it didn't appear, and Logan didn't give me the key, so I can't get that weapon. So this is technically the last unique weapon I need to get before for 100%. I'm going to be looking not only to finish this quest, but to get the All-American, which is the unique marksman carbine, which is a scoped semi-automatic assault rifle. So this is, what I wanted to announce was this game is on Xbox and PS3, but what happened is early December a DLC came out for it called Dead Money, which raised the level cap from 30 to 35, and I completed Dead Money in the first night, and it got me to level 34. I did my little Dead Money thoughts video, which you can check my channel for. You can go all the way back. It's not any gameplay because I didn't have my HPOG set up to record Fallout New Vegas at that point, but it's just the cover of Dead Money and me talking over it for 26 minutes about how I was disappointed with Dead Money and all that shit, and how I liked it a little bit, but how it just didn't feel. You can see the video if you want. And after that, I didn't really play Fallout for a while. I tried to get through Dead Money on my other character, but I eventually quit. Not quit, but I took some time off after Christmas because I had my PS3, and I decided to just play it on there for a bit. And obviously that doesn't have Dead Money, so yep. So I think we should start getting to my topics today. I don't know which ones to go through first. The reason why I did this video is not only to show you guys how to do this in my quest level 30, but the main reason that I did it is because I wanted something to go in the background as I talked to you about the two topics, and I guess I'll go over them now. The one I kind of, and look at this fail, I keep accidentally putting away my weapon and putting it back up, and I eventually fail. But like I said, I've submitted the video to Machinima Respawn, but since that one might not get posted, I'm gonna talk eventually on this channel about politics and terrorism, and if I have the time I'll do that in this video. But the main topic today is actually ageism, and ageism is quite a serious topic. On most occasions, a lot of the government have really been involved, especially in the late 1970s, I viewed, and a lot in 2008 as well. But it's only been addressed to adults mainly, and what I don't think a lot of people see, and I'd like to say before I start that some people believe that you do have different views as a child than when you grow up. So, if my views here, the reason why I believe I won't change my views when I eventually grow old is because I have reasons for my views, and I have facts to back up my views. And so, unlike people who just irrationally spit out shit, I think I've made informed decisions on what I think about this world, and I think that I will continue to stick by those decisions. But nonetheless, let's get into it. There's been a lot of I've seen in this world a lot of ageism towards children, and let me just say something. I found, you might call me immature for saying this, but I looked it up. Well, I didn't look it up, but while I was doing my research on this topic, I found out that there is a word for fear of children, and the word for fear of children is pedophobia. Oh my god. I just found that funny as hell, because you think pedophobia, you think fear of pedophiles, honestly. I just found that funny. Yeah, and there's a lot of words I looked up, but I can't really remember them all. I was going to talk about them. But the main thing is that I found this strange. There was a campaign in the UK and in most of Europe to allow elders to still apply for jobs, and what they inadvertently did is dig themselves into a hole of hypocrisy, because what the government, I forgot who said this, but I read a quote somewhere, what the government ended up saying at the end of that is, no person will be denied a job due to age restrictions. And that is hypocrisy, because you are not allowed to apply for most jobs until you are 16 years of age, which I've already said is absolutely and utterly hypocritical. And I think many things in this world are very hypocritical, such as you're not allowed to apply for a driver's license until you start learning a driver's license. I know in America it's 16, over here it's 17 to learn, 18 to take your driver's test, and it's very, very, very ageist. It's very discriminating, and it's extremely discriminating. And that's not the main topic of the ageism here. I wanted to talk about some other things, but I'm gonna just open with this. And the job market is definitely something that is obviously hard in this economic times, and to start applying for a job as early as possible is definitely something that is important. And I don't think there should be age restrictions on jobs, because I guess this is gonna tie in. This is like my whole reason, my whole explanation for this entire topic. But I'm gonna explain to you why children, or let me think, humans below the age of 16 or 21 or whatever you consider to be the adult age, humans below that age are absolutely and utterly the same in every way, every form as humans above that age, and every human is born the same. And no matter how long you've had in the world, you will have a certain view, and perhaps if you go on in the world, you will have a different view. But that different view is no more important than the other view. So at every point in your life, you will have a view that is absolutely and utterly important to you. You will have a view on the world that is important, and that means something. You'll never, ever in your entire life, you will never have a view that doesn't mean anything. Every view you will ever have does mean something. No matter what age you have, all your thoughts are relevant. And I think you are, again, a specific human being, and you should not be put down for your age. And I do think that this is very prevalent in the elder community as well, the people who are discriminated against because they're too old. Not too old, that's making me sound like an ageist, but because people think they're discriminating because they think that they're too old. And I'm not going to address the elder community because that's not really my standpoint of being so young, but I do think that they're given a hard time just as bad as we are. And I think that I think that a lot of that changed in 2008 with that little document or whatever getting signed. And I think I think elders are probably getting better treated. If not, if you're an elder and you're still not being able to apply for a job, or you're having some hard times, leave it in the comments. I want to hear it. I want to talk to you guys. Even if if you have any comments on this topic, please leave it in the comments below. But yeah, you are, no matter what age you are entitled. You are entitled to make your own decisions. You are entitled to make your own life. And I don't think the people got this, and especially in the old days. In the olden days, like, children were absolutely irrespected, and that's what I think too. Children deserve the utmost respect, as well as adults in this, and I think that children should be respected the same as, if not more than adults, because of the fact that the children are fighting an uphill battle. They are coming into a world like this, not knowing what the hell is going on, into a world where if you make a mistake, you're gonna get jumped on like a piece of meat in a circle of sharks. And it is absolutely pathetic, because children are, that's what I'm trying to say here. Respect has to be earned, okay? That's what I'm saying here. Respect has to be earned. And no matter what age you are, respect always has to be earned. When you go into, like, a school, for example, teachers expect respect for you, and what the hell have they ever done to earn any respect from you? They got a job, big whoop. Anybody can do that. You just work hard and you get the right credentials and you get into a job. Maybe it's harder now, but teachers aren't exactly the hardest job to get into. But at the same time, you put on a police officer's badge, they expect respect. What? The police is corrupt these days. What have they done to earn any type of respect from me? Not many people earn respect these days. Many people just expect respect. In the old, well, I know I wasn't around, but in the, I've heard stories of the times where you actually had to earn respect. And I think that now, in these times, respect is more important than a lot of other things. And if we're just walking around being forced into respect, I don't think it makes good at all. And I think that it definitely shouldn't be about age, and it definitely shouldn't be about age, and it should be about earning respect. But just me. Again, leave the comments if you agree or disagree. And next part of it I want to talk about is mature people. I'm not talking about all here. I'm not talking about a stereotype. I'm talking about people. One second. If I'm complaining about people stereotyping a set of people, then I'm definitely not stereotyping people. So I'm not talking about all adults here. I'm just talking about select few. At least in my life, most of them I've met, and they feel like they are better than us. They feel like they are smarter than us. And I tell you now that half the quote-unquote adults I've met are much stupider and much more immature, and have a very sheltered view on the world than half of the children I've met. I have met some of the smartest children in the world who are way smarter than my group of adults that I've met, and they really do feel like they are more capable to make decisions than we are. Even though I'm pretty sure that if we were in control of the government right now, it wouldn't be as corrupt and destroyed as it is now. And hopefully that machinima video goes up so I can actually talk about this politics and link you to it. But I don't think that people understand that there are stupid people, there are smart people. Age doesn't matter, and I don't think I can stress this enough. Age really does not make any type of determination on how intelligent or how mature you are. And yeah, it can sometimes have a little bit of an influence, but it doesn't determine it. It's never a determining factor. Age is not the determining factor. Intelligence usually is, and that's what some people don't get. I'm going to go out here right now and say that I think teachers are the worst in this. Of course, this is probably just my child instincts kicking in here, but when you walk in there and they start talking to you, they start talking to you like you're a piece of shit. They do, at least most of them. They will demand respect, and like I said, they have not done anything to deserve respect, and then they act like they are giving you something, when half the shit that they start teaching you, you can learn off a porn site half the time. No, I'm kidding. But half the shit that they teach you in like secondary school and primary school are absolutely and utterly redundant. It's common freaking sense up until college or university, and then they expect you to show them respect. If we aren't, that's the thing I've always rationalized with myself. If the students aren't in school, teachers don't get paid. We should be shown respect, if anyone. And this is more of a rant, and I know that this is gonna get on a few people's nerves, but this is purely my opinion. All right, this is purely just my opinion. So keep that in mind. Yeah, I do get very, very, very angry sometimes, because it is a world where if you make a mistake, you are screwed. And it is a world where people say, oh, you learn from your mistakes. Well, you can't learn from your mistakes, because you can only make one mistake. And then, at the same time, you've got people like this, and you're fighting an uphill battle. And there is no way to change that. And we need the most help we can get, because we are the people. I'm gonna sound so cliche here, we are the future, and we need some help. We don't need people who have the mindset that we've been here longer, we deserve to stay here. We need people who will help us be the future. We need people who will help us evolve into people worthy of, I don't know, stopping global warming or developing a cure for cancer or whatever humans are being predicted to do in the future. But we should not be, again, this is sounding a lot like a rant. I'm not ranting on every single adult. I'm not saying all children are smarter than every single adult. That is against stereotyping. But I've heard a lot that every child is stupider than an adult, so you can't really blame me. But yeah, it does feel trapped, and it doesn't feel like it is right, because age really doesn't matter. Once you pass 16, everybody agrees that age doesn't matter. It's only when you're below 16 that anybody gives a crap about your age. So, I guess if you're older, of course. But it doesn't play as much as an effect. As children, we are inferior beings. It is very close to the abortion fighting that was going on in the last few years. They were fighting to say that fetuses were people too, albeit undeveloped people. They were people too, and it's the same thing. Children are people too. We can't be treated as, I don't know, pets. We're not a different species. It's like it is discrimination. It's not. We're not. It's like when racist people treat black people as a different species. We are not a different species. We have the same rights as you. And in 1948 there was a human rights declaration, and I tell you now, probably every single rule on that human rights declaration violates some law somewhere in the Constitution or something, because half the laws they put down these days are nothing but ways to keep people trapped, and it's absolutely unfair. And I know America was a country that was originally started based on freedom, and now these days you have no freedom. And it is one of those things that people believe the government is taking over, and I hate to blame the government. I'm going off from a children rant to a government rant. I think I'll go back on topic to the government here. The children being inferior to adults. Yeah, I think that it doesn't matter what your age is. You can be a 72-year-old is no more experienced than maybe experienced. It depends. A 72-year-old could be less experienced than a 12-year-old if a 12-year-old is perhaps the son of a government official, because the government official maybe would have talked to the son about these things, and the son would have learned some things, when maybe the 72-year-old has no interest in politics and has never ever been involved in politics all his life. So it depends on what you're talking about here. So it doesn't really matter on what your age is. It matters what you've experienced, and maybe you've experienced more, and maybe it's a different side of the spectrum. But I do think that children are treated wrong when experience comes from your experiences, and it all depends on what type of person you are, not your age. And I've just gone on for quite too long here, and I've probably made some people angry or made some people happy, but I wanted to get that out there, because I am quite the unhappy beaver. But yeah, that was a good thing to get off my chest. Actually, it's been there for a while. Some other topics that are like thought-provoking topics, these little random, not about the gameplay videos I'm gonna be making. I'm gonna record a little more Fallout, and I'm gonna make these awesome videos. And a few topics, I'm gonna actually speak about them now, and I'm also gonna list them in the description below. And if you want a specific topic that I'm talking about here to be talked about in the next video, please say it in the comments below, because I don't know what you want to see. I have a few things that I want to do. One is education, the educational system, and how corrupt that is. Politics, like I've talked about before, only this time on this channel and in depth. Religion, I have a few views on religion. I am an atheist, but I do have actually quite a bit of experience. Some religions that I have a lot of knowledge on are Islam, Christianity, Judaism, Hinduism. Because actually I didn't used to be a Christian per se, but I was raised in a Christian household with Christian people. I'm trying to say here, I think I believed in God for a little while. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. But I'll move on for a little bit. So yeah, politics, educational system, religion, or the last one was, I thought of it while I was talking about that. Oh yes. Parental figures being blamed for child actions. Actually, I'll talk about that now, actually. I don't know if you guys have it in your country, wherever you're listening this from, but these are the laws in Britain, alright? So, if a child gets in any legal action against them at this point in time, that is not serious enough for imprisonment, such like in a juvenile home, then the punishment that is given to the child will not be given to the child, it will be given to the parent. And this is another example why the government does not think children are real people. So we are not people, so we cannot have our own trial. We cannot stand for ourselves, we cannot hire lawyers ourselves, we cannot have our own defense, we cannot have our own prosecution. Well, obviously we wouldn't have our own prosecution, that's kind of stupid. But we can't defend ourselves. No. Because it's not the child's fault. They can't make decisions for themselves. Blame the parents. It's always the parents, right? Which is another thing. A child, any person or any human being, grows up and makes their own decisions all by themselves. It is usually nothing to do with the parents. The sperm goes into the egg, transforms into the child. From then on out, the parents have absolutely nothing to do with it. The home, the environment may have something to do with the child's growing up, but eventually and morally, the final result is because of the person and the individual's decisions, not because of the parents. They may have some traits they adopted from the parents. If the parent's a heavy smoker, obviously that's going to affect the child. If parent's an alcoholic, obviously that's going to affect the child. If the parent is an avid Christian, obviously that's going to affect the child. But eventually, well, that's the old American, by the way, eventually the child will be in a situation where they can make their own decisions, and they ain't going to have some higher being breathing down their neck telling them what to do. And so let's say from the ages 10 to 15, maybe even 16, maybe even younger, at that point the child has made enough decisions that they are their own person. They are nobody else. They are not controlled. And it's something that I think is just absolutely and utterly it's more proof that the government does not want children to be their own people. I think the government being made from people from a certain era, they want that era to succeed. And well, that's all I have to say, because the video is coming to an end. I just did want to show off the All-American and get me again to level 35. This has been a really topic that I'm angering about, but I'm not really that angry about it. I just don't want to talk about it. Can't see now, but when I look back down, you'll be able to see Camp Golf in the distance. Beautiful sight to end it off. This has been Putty, aka Matsudiro Gaming, and Fallout New Vegas is a great game. I recommend picking it up. So, thanks for watching. Please comment, please rate, please subscribe. What's it? Comment, rate, needs. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Peace out, niggas.